Welcome back to MuffWash and to the channel. Thought we'd do something a little bit different today. Could sit and tell you about the Manthey GT3 there, or the Taycan next to me. It's probably a lot more interesting than what I'm going to talk to you about, but if you are, I was going to say sad, if you're an enthusiast like me, you probably spend your weekends cleaning cars, and before I had the business, I was that person who'd spend hundreds of pounds on all kinds of different detailing products, car chemicals, all that kind of thing. Nobody understood why, but it made me happy. Fast forward a few years where we now do this as a business, and it still gets me quite excited spending all of my money. So we, as a business now, we do quite a large turnover of cars. So you'll have seen in the videos that we've done our private work predominantly. That accounts for about 30% of our business. The rest that we do is for car dealerships, for trade. So if you walk into a number of Porsche dealerships, Ferrari, Lamborghini, they will offer our services or will prep their cars for them. So it's a nice position to be in, but it does mean we go through a large number of cars. So it means we go through a lot of products as well. So I put an order in the other day, start of the year, just to have a bit of surplus stock, so we're not having to sort of be restocking things every week, and it's mostly all just been delivered. I can't even remember half the stuff I've ordered because I tend to go a little bit trigger happy, but I thought we'll do an unboxing video just to show you the kind of stuff that we're using. People, I'm sure, appreciate that with what we do, ceramic coatings, all these, you know, paint protection film, all these things are expensive, but what goes unseen is everything else that you need that goes into it, and that can be a wheel brush, it can be cloths, it can be polishing compounds, polishing pads, and we go through an enormous amount of these things. And it's heartbreaking when you get the bill to replace them, but it's quite fun opening it. So we'll just go through, see what we've got. It might be worth me talking about certain things if they are of any interest to you. I'll show you the types of stuff that we use, which, you know, a lot of this can be used at home as well. We get, just as a, not an ad, but just a shout out to Brad from My Car Cleaning and the guys there. We get a lot of our stuff on our trade account, not from mycarcleaning.co.uk. Good place to go because we've got a massive range of things. So I'm going to make a bit of a mess, and I don't know what's in half of these boxes, so we'll just go through it. Boring things, masking tape. Every car we do gets masked. Go through a lot of that, as you can imagine. Scrubbing pads, there and there. These are really handy if you have a look at interior scrub pads, scrubber dubbers, you can feel all kinds of things. They're great for leather. I'd definitely say to have one of those in your kit at home. We go through a lot of those, as you can imagine. These things, brushes, so those are for, so predominantly we're using Roops machine polishers. They have brushes in them which wear down over time, and obviously the polishers that we use get a lot of work. They're running for several hours a day, so they're very handy to have for when they break down. Trizac discs, these we use for wet sanding. You get different grades of these. This is not so much something I'd recommend you use at home. It's a little bit more advanced when you start getting into sanding out damage on cars and things like that. 3M do a really good product. It's essentially a disc that you connect to a polisher. It has a slight padding to it, so it makes them a little bit more gentle on surfaces, and they can be reused. Always have loads of those in stock. Clay bars, go through a lot of clay bars. Every car that comes in gets clayed. We predominantly will use heavy clay. If you're at home, I'd maybe say to use finer stuff. We're always going to follow out paint correction on a car after it's been clayed, so the marring that you get from heavy clay doesn't really matter. I'm just going to throw everything everywhere. What's in there? Free stuff. Cheers, Brad. Free products. You could send me more free stuff because I'm doing a YouTube video and plugging you for free. That'd be great. G-Technic iron fallout remover. Obviously we're in a G-Technic accredited centre. We use that anyway. Mega stuff. Jenny Chem Citrus Blast pre-wash. Don't know if that's any good. We'll give it a go. Dark Oud air freshener. Not a big fan of air fresheners, but anyway, try it. What's this? Vertical 3-inch polisher. So I'd say predominantly we use Roops polishers. We always have to keep backups, and it's not necessarily always worth stocking £500 polishers as a backup. I mean, for a lot of instances, you can do practically the same job with, you know, vertical polishers. I think there'll be some carbon collective polishers in here as well, which we use. They're great just to have around in case we need bailing out. Come on, Brad. I'm not plugging Maguire's wash and wax, we're better than that, but it's free. Cheers. If anyone wants that, can get it. Clay. I'm gonna have to go through these boxes a lot quicker, aren't I? It will get more interesting. Right, lose that one. Without hitting a car. Easy one. Machine polishing pad. A lot of them. Those are heavy cut pads. Those go in there. More machine polishing pads. This is a big expense. These are not cheap, and we go through them like you won't believe. But can't do a job without them. Oh, this is an expensive box. It's expensive and not that exciting. Polishing compounds, Kosh Chemie H9 heavy cut. That we do quite a lot of a heavy cutting with. Again, different cars, different paints, using different compounds. This is a popular one with us, as is Kosh Chemie F6. We've got 1, 2, 3, 6 litres of that in there. I mean, if you've ever seen someone polish a car, you know how little of this you use, so to be going through litres of the stuff is a little bit heartbreaking. I'm getting covered. Good stuff. Car Pro Ultra Cut. Again, not dissimilar to H9, just certain cars you'll find H9's a heavy cut, this is a heavy cut, this will work better on one car, H9 will work better on another. I'm sure there's a science behind it, I just don't know what it is. Most of the detailing is trial and error, you'll find this. Right, so that box. Next one. I apologise if I'm pulling some really odd faces on camera when I'm opening boxes. You see James is holding the camera, keeps laughing at me. G-Technic box, this is fun. We love G-Technic. Bags. Nice bags to put things in, it's important. That's pointless to me spending money on that. I've done that because I wanted to. And things get lost a lot, so 1, 2, 3, 10 of those. Wash mitts, these are really good. Definitely recommend G-Technic wash mitts. Very gentle on paint. Again, we hardly treat them as disposables, but with the calibre of cars we're working on, there'll be a limit to how many times we use the same wash mitt, despite using 2 bucket methods and everything like that. They will get used for a period of time and then sort of recycled down, so that once they've been used on paint enough, we'll switch to using them for wheel arches, wheels, things like that. And then unfortunately they go in the bin after that. It's very wasteful. These are good, new products from G-Technic, the ceramic coating microfiber applicator blocks. No 2 applicator blocks are equal, so obviously when you're coating a car you want what you're touching it with to be very, very soft. These we found are really good. You actually use quite a lot less coating on the car, so well, so less coating, less residue. So the coating you're putting on the car tends to be on the car as opposed to just getting wiped off on a cloth. We have quite a bit of sort of marketing material for G-Technic. So these folders, so when a car's come in, the coatings we do all come with a warranty, so we'll put all the warranty paperwork and things like that in there. And they're free. And then, I don't know, I think we've just got mitts after coating blocks, glass cloths, very good. It's like waffle cloths that you use on glass, they're less linty. Done that box, another one. This is from Infinity Wax, who supply quite a lot of our cleaning chemicals, so we tend to use a mixture of G-Technic, Infinity Wax and various different things. Obviously chemicals, cleaning chemicals wise, we're buying in bulk, and with us not doing kind of maintenance type detailing, we want quite strong chemicals that will strip, whereas I'd say for people at home looking after the cars at weekends, you're going to use different chemicals than we use, because really you want the weaker stuff. I told you all about chemicals, and there's a bucket in the box. That's fun. I forgot I ordered these. Buckets! No one thinks of buckets. There's things in the bucket though. I now know what's in these two boxes. It's going to be buckets. Buckets, go through loads of those. They get cracked, people stand on them. Touch wood, no one's driven over one yet, but could happen. What's in here? I'm eating my words, so I don't like air fresheners. I like these because they don't smell like an air freshener, they just smell clean. So it is, even got a name? No, it's just Infinity Wax air freshener. Quite like that one. There's a box full of those. That's just going to be buckets. I'm not going to open that. Let's see what else we've got. So back to my car cleaning. Likelihood is this will be more fun. It's very well wrapped. Ooh, fun. This is something to have at home. Not cheap, but absolutely bomb-proof these. Carbon Collective Air Force 1 car dryer. So jet of hot air. It's a way of drying cars without touching them. So again, limiting swirl marks, damage, things like that. I've tried quite a few different blowers. I bought one of these. I was a young, naive detailer the day I set up the business, and it's still going. So, and I won't throw any other companies under the bus, but all the other ones I've used have broken, and they get an absolute hammering. So I will probably, I think I ordered 3 of these, so that's going to explain 3 more of the boxes. They're not cheap, but equally they're not actually the most expensive by any means. They're just, for whatever reason, very, very reliable and very effective. So if you're not one of those at home, I would recommend. Can dry dogs with them as well. Fun fact. If you don't like it. Get up. Right, those are going to be blowers, aren't they? Let's get some more boxes. If you're still awake, you are as sad as I am, and I like you. What's in here? Ah! Those are called expensive. Roops pads are very good. They're very expensive, so not all the pads we use are Roops, but the coarse wool cutting pads, I annoyingly can't find anything better than these for less money. So these are about 20 quid a go, these pads. So yeah, I've got a box full of them and it hurts my soul, but makes cars look very good. So that's more for heavy damage, heavy cutting. It's a personal preference. We tend to go to wool pads over and above microfiber. Everyone has their own way of doing things, I guess. Pet hairbrush. Man, I think of that. Got to have one of those on you. Also very good at striping carpets. So I've got a lot of those. More pads, more pads. Dark Side Car Pro Tyre Slick. That is our, as of 2 weeks ago, that is our car tyre slick of choice. We've been trying quite a few different ones. Good. I'm not going to make it as a reviewer, am I? Oh well. Carbon Collective Hex Polisher. Again, tend to use Bigfoot Roops. These are really good though. Some of the lads prefer these, to be honest, to the Roots polishers. I personally prefer the Roots ones, but as a, not cheap, but a cheaper backup to have as part of your kit. Really, really effective. So There's one of those in there. There should be about 3, so they'll be in another box. And I don't think there's anything else. Nope, just thousands of pads. James will edit this bit.
A few moments later.
Still going, just had a bit of a tidy up because we're getting too many boxes. Another bucket. Another bucket. But they're fun, these, because they're filled with things. Don't know what the things are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pet hair blocks, different ones. These are the best things for striping mats with, but they're also very good for working into mats, so we don't necessarily only use them for pet hair. They get lost quite a lot, so we have more of those. We've got brushes. What for brushing things with, like cars. That's fun. Do you like a soft brush though? Good for interiors and getting in all the little, say crevices, called MuffWash. What are these? Not tried these actually. I thought these looked quite a good idea. These are sold as leather mitts. So, I mean, we kind of just use microfiber cloths and those scrubber dubber pads for leather, but with the scrubber pads tend to be a bit more abrasive. So these are essentially just a cloth turned into a mitt for leather. See if they're any good. I think they probably will be. More of those. Taps for chemicals, because I was talking about Infinity Wax giving us chemicals and I've not seen any yet. Here. This one I opened earlier. Ooh. Oh, that is. It's the most expensive thing in the world, is iron fallout remover. Again, we get through a lot of this for decontamination on cars. Please don't use iron fallout remover as a wheel cleaner. You're wasting your money. It will pull out iron fallout from wheels, granted, but for what the stuff costs, you see people buying little 500ml bottles as wheel cleaners to use at home. I mean, you're going to go through that once when you clean your car. Have it, but literally use it for what it's for, just to target iron fallout that's stubborn and needs to be bled out the surface. So that gets used, in all fairness, more on bodywork than it does on wheels. There's going to be more of that, I think. What's this one? This one, shampoo. Yes, I've just bought 50 litres of car shampoo. We do lots of cars. And I know that's 25 litres, but there's another one. More fallout remover. It's not very exciting. It's my other 25 litres of shampoo. Another blower. That's another blower. What have we not opened? Here's one. Yep. It's a really light box. Look what's in this one. Oh, it's another bucket. It's another bucket. Why did I order so many buckets? Hang on. Chocolates. Spend thousands of pounds and you get 4 celebrations. Thanks, guys. Have I opened everything? I think I have. The lads have already raided some of this because I have about 3 machine polishers that are supposed to be in here, but I think they've already been used, so that's what happens. You order all this stuff and it disappears, but it's handy to have, and there we go. So I'll lay everything out. If you ever want to contact me on advice for any of these products, more than happy, because we've tried everything under the sun. But just bear in mind, a lot of this stuff for us is for decontaminating, for stripping. You know, it's not necessarily what we'd recommend for future maintenance necessarily. But yeah, cool. Thanks again to Brad at My Car Cleaning, Carbon Collective, G-Technic, Infinity Wax, my bank manager. That's about it. Thank you.